to my channel. I swear, I think I say that in like every single video. I have got to find something else to say. So today's video is just going to be on this super glowy rosy pink spring look. I hope you guys enjoy it. I really like how it turned out, and I think it's just really fresh and glowy for springtime. We're coming into a new season. I'm super excited because it's getting like warmer at my house, and I'm like breaking out the shorts and stuff, so I'm so excited. I hope you guys like this look and enjoy it. You can also follow me on Instagram if you want to get in touch with me or message me or anything. I'm always on Instagram, and it is the fastest way to get a hold of me if you need something or have a question or anything like that. You can follow me on there. And yeah, I think that's everything. I don't really have anything else to say. So if you guys just want to know how to get this makeup tutorial, just keep watching. Hey guys, okay, so let's go ahead and get started. First off, I want to say please don't mind my hair. I tried to work with it today and it just does not want to work. So I already applied my foundation just to kind of save on time. So I just used the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation, as well as I mixed that in with a little bit of the Master Concealer, and I put that all in with a beauty blender. I do have a review on this foundation. It's way too dark for me, that's why I have to mix it in with some concealer. Okay, and I have to finish my coffee too. Yes, that's Woodstock on my mug. I'm gonna go ahead and just zoom you guys in so we can get started on our eyes. Okay, so I am gonna start off with a little bit of eyeshadow primer. So I am going in with a new palette. Yay! I'm sure you guys are sick of me using the same old thing. So I recently hauled this palette in a haul. I can link that down below if you guys are interested in watching it. It's the new Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette in Redemption. And I'd never heard of this brand before I saw it in Ulta. Like, I've never seen anyone talk about it. So I picked up a couple things from their line. And this palette just drew me in. So it just looks like this, and it's a bunch of rosy tones. I mean, to be honest, I got this palette pretty much for this tutorial that I'm doing now. I knew I was going to do like a rosy tone tutorial, and I thought this would be perfect. So for this tutorial, I kind of wanted to keep it really warm. So I'm actually... You know what? Actually, I changed my mind. I'm so sorry. I'm actually going to dip in. I am going to use an old palette. I'm going to dip into this color here. It's Peanut Butter. So just scratch what I said. We're going to use that palette a little bit later. And I'm taking a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to buff that right into our crease. Now I want to go in to the Revolution palette. And I'm going to take this shade right here. So this is the third one from this corner here. So it's going to be this shade. It's a really nice rosy pink color, and I really like it. The only thing about this palette that I wish that they had was a mirror. So yeah, I wish that they did have a mirror on it, but that's okay. So I'm going to dip into that rosy shade. I think I'm going to zoom y'all in actually. So dipping into that rosy shade on the same brush, I'm going to buff that right over Peanut Butter. For lid color, I'm going to take a small brush like this. This is perfect for getting onto the lid and like into the inner corner. I'm actually going to wet this. So when we pack on our eyeshadow, it looks super nice and bright. Okay, I don't know what shade I want to use. Okay, so I think I'm going to use a mixture of these shades here. So I think I want a little bit more of a sheen. As you can see, it gives a nice color, but I want just a tiny bit more brightness. So I'm going to take that same brush we used to pack on our lid color, and I'm going to re-wet it again. I'm just using a little bit of toner. And I'm going in with this shade by Bare Minerals. It's called, it's so weird, Girlfriend Michelle. I don't know. Super light, bright pink pigment, and it's so pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of that, and I'm going to pack that on my lid. I'm going to keep it just in the middle. Alright, so going back into my Revolution palette, I'm just going to touch up the inner and outer corner of our lid just a little bit. Okay, taking a fluffy brush again, I'm just going to be touching up our crease color. So I'm going back into peanut butter right here. Just a tad, like I'm barely going to touch the brush. And then going back in, I'm actually going to take this darker, rosier tone right here. So these are the two that this is the one we used over top of peanut butter. So I'm going to take a slightly rosier tone, and I'm going to mix these two right here just to get a nice rosy color. Going back in with our fluffy brush, I am just going to blend this out to make it really soft. So for lashes, I'm just going to take a bit of mascara and just apply that super lightly. All we're doing is just applying this before our fake lashes so they blend in really nicely. And I always like to apply this before I put my lashes on, because you don't really want to get mascara on your fake lashes. The reason that is because it makes them wear out faster and it clumps them up, and you just want to make sure they stay looking fresh and new as long as possible. So taking my Ardell Demi or 120 Demi lashes, I am going to cut these down a bit. I wore these yesterday, as you can see, and they were just a little bit too long in the outer corner. They were a little bit long and they were kind of popping off a little bit. So I'm going to take these and just apply these. I am going to take a little bit of kohl eyeliner and just barely put that right on the, what is this called? Upper waterline. And if you've never done this before, it does take a little bit of practice. It tickles and it feels weird, but once you do it for a while, you'll get used to it. So I'm just putting just a tiny bit up there just to make our lash line look a little thicker. And to make sure that our band is concealed, I am going to go over the band, only the band though, with that kohl pencil. Moving on to the face, I'm going to take a little bit of concealer. You guys know I've been loving the Maybelline Master Conceal, so I'm taking just a little bit of that and a foundation brush, and I'm literally like squeezing the last bits of concealer out of this tube. Take my dampened beauty blender, or not, it's not really a beauty blender, it's the complexion sponge, which is really good. And I'm just going to tap this out and blend it in. And I'm not going to rub or anything like that, because you don't want to rub the product away. I'm just going to tap it in until it looks nice and blended. So to set all of that, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Loose powder in Soft Luminance. This is just good for baking. I mean, it's really not the best powder, to be honest. It's what I have. I mean, I wouldn't recommend this powder, because it's just, it flies everywhere, and it's kind of hard, like if you want to bake with it, it's kind of hard to pack on. You have to pack on a lot, and it just kind of falls out. There's a lot of fallout with this powder too, so not a huge fan, but since I have it and I bought it, I'm going to use it. So for the rest of the face, I am going to put a little bit of bronzer on, because I want this tutorial to be glowy and bronzy. Okay, So taking peanut butter again, and that same brush we used to buff out our crease color, I'm going to put that right on the lower lash line. And just buff it out like into that top lash line a little bit, or buff it out into the crease color. Going back into the Revolution palette, I'm going to take those two pink rosy tones, so this one and that one, and just dip my brush into those and put that right over top of peanut butter. Alright, so I am going to take a little bit of that dark shade at the very end of the palette and a tiny pencil brush and just barely put any on, and I'm just going to put that right on the outer corner just to kind of give that a little bit of dimension. For the inner corner, I'm going to take a mixture of that super light pink and this matte white and mix those two together. Before blush, I'm going to take this Bare Minerals blush, and it's just a super light rosy tone. It looks super pretty. I really like this a lot. And I'm just going to apply that to my cheeks, and I want to apply a little bit more blush than I normally wear because I really want my face to look super rosy and everything. So I'm just going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks and blend it back into my contour. So over top of that, I'm going to brighten up my blush just a little bit. I'm taking the Revolution Matte Blush in Beloved. Just take a minute to look at this blush. Like, look at how beautiful and bright this blush is. I have used this before and it is really bright, super bright. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit. I mean, look at it, it's on my brush, and I'm just going to take the tiniest bit and just apply that right on the apples just to kind of brighten up my cheek a little bit. Okay, so I want my whole face to be swimming in highlighter because this is like a spring glowy look. So we're going to use a lot of highlighter today. So for a base for my highlighter, I'm going to be taking Becca Opal liquid highlighter, and I'm going to be putting that, I'm going to be taking a shower in this. No, I'm putting that like right on the high points of my cheekbones and kind of blending it in. Oh, just look at how gorgeous. I also picked up from Revolution the makeup, I don't know why I said that like that. It's just the Makeup Revolution highlighter, and I think it just says Shimmer Brick Radiant at the back, and I believe this is the only one that they had, but it is super gorgeous, and I used this yesterday. It is so pretty, so pretty. It really reminds me of, I think if I'm remembering correctly, Physicians Formula came out with something like this. It is literally life, and if you swirl them all together, it makes a really pretty like golden glow, but I just like to use these two top. It's like a pink, like a light shimmery pink, and then a whitish champagne color. I like to mix those two. They're really pretty. So I just did my brows, and I also put a brow highlight on using this white shade from that same Revolution palette. I also put a concealer pencil in my waterline just to brighten things up a little bit, and put mascara on my lower lashes and just fixed up the crease a little bit. Yeah, so we're almost finished, I promise. I'm going to just finish up with my lips. So I want to do like a rosy tone lips. So what I'm going to do is take the Aveda lip liner, and this is in Spring Rose, and it's this really pretty nude rose pink. And I'm going to take that and just line my lips. And lastly, I'm going to be putting this Essence liquid lipstick in Beauty Secret. It looks like this. It's gorgeous. Alright guys, so that is the end of this tutorial. I hope that you liked it. I'm so excited for spring. It's finally warming up where I live, and the weather's just been so gorgeous, and I love these kind of looks where it's very fresh and glowy and just rosy toned, and I hope you guys liked it too. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and leave any suggestions or comments that you have for me down in the description or in the comments below. I love talking with you guys, and I hope you guys are having an amazing week, and I will see you next time. Bye!